Hello, 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 everyone. It's Thursday. It's 11:30, nearly afternoon. Hope everyone is good. It's Jazz. It's the West Ham Minds channel. I'm full of energy. I've put the Bristol City game in the back of my mind now. Let's look forward. And it's a transfer window show. Haven't done one in a couple of days. Apologies over that. It's been too cold. It's been too cold to do a show. I'm freezing my bollocks off. But anyway. New day, new gossip, new rumours, new links, new updates from reliable sources. I've got to share it with you guys. It's Emile Smith Rowe of the Gooners. The Gooners have been linked with the Hammers. Emile Smith Rowe, I think it's a relatively new name, isn't it? Being linked with us. I mean, it's been filtering in the background, but nothing in terms of any of the main sort of sources of gossip and news that we rely on. But obviously, I follow a couple of them, and one of them that I follow the most this morning in his transfer update. You know who you are. And he's made a few phone calls, and obviously in those phone calls you hear of names that you think are there or thereabouts. So obviously with these phone calls and sources, some names that are floating around are confirmed as we're not interested in, which I'll go through a bit. And then some more names have come up, really. Lots to talk about, but let's stick with the Smith Rowe thing for now, then we'll go into other topics that have also come out this morning, really. So I think we've kind of got in touch with some of the people at our club, and we're asking about Nelson of Arsenal, who I haven't covered yet in terms of what type of player he is, how he could fit in at West Ham. So I don't know anything more than that. When I get into it, I'll do a show on it. So I think we asked our West Ham sources to confirm if we are interested in Reiss Nelson of Arsenal, and seems that he's reluctant to leave, so nothing further on that at the moment, really. But what else has come up is that Smith Rowe's name came up in these discussions with the source at West Ham, and he's emerged as a target. So Emile Smith Rowe of Arsenal has came up as a target for West Ham United in this transfer window. A loan deal could be explored with an option to buy, and is one that could happen towards the end of the window if other options don't come in. But apart from that, we are in for a lot of players, but it's going to be the same shit again. The deals are going to get done in the last couple of days. It's fucking always the same. And looks like, again, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, we've got to look after our money, and we've seen what's happening in financial fair play with other clubs. It's the agent fees that are the main reason for delays in transfers being done at West Ham United, or transfers collapsing at West Ham United. It's agent fees. It's their demands, and that's why we're moving on to other targets, or we are, or the the deals being delayed. So that's kind of what we're hearing from the club at the moment. Really, that's kind of what's going on. Before I move on to other names, let's stick with this story, really, and let's have a look at Smith Rowe in terms of his basic information, where he plays, how could he play at West Ham United, and kind of that kind of thing, really. So let's get Smith Rowe's details on the screen with you guys. Let's see if you can see that. So let's have a look. So there we go, Emile Smith Rowe. Very, very surprised to hear that he's only 23. His position is attacking midfield. He hasn't got a full England cap at the moment, but in terms of England under 21, it's kind of 5 goals in 16, and very, very few attacking midfielders that can score 1 in 3. And it looks like, a good few of them are at Arsenal than other clubs. In the past, we used to have Tim Cahill, Gus Poyet of Chelsea, obviously Gerrard, Lampard. So not many around, and they're worth their weight in gold, really. This website in euros is valuing him at 25 million euros, really. The other interesting thing that this website looks at is he looks at all his appearances really and positions he's played, and 63 games, 13 goals, 11 assists, playing as an attacking midfielder in the middle, so it's kind of number 10 really. And and this kind of says it all, what I'm thinking about him when I watch this footage and things like that. He can play anywhere. 63 games attacking midfield, so that's probably where he is. But listen, 44 games, 15 goals, 3 assists on the left midfield side, which is obviously an issue. We have 39 in central midfield. So he kind of splits it up into central midfield and an attacking midfield, but largely 100 games centre of the mid, but 44 left. Left midfield and 12 games right midfield, and then a winger and sometimes as a forward really, but lots and lots of goals, lots and lots of assists. For me, again, I'm fine with it. He looks like he can play left-footed, right-footed, really quick turn, lots of skill, can set things up, can make things happen, and got lots of shots on him. He's very quick in getting the shots in. Doesn't mess about like we got a few players obviously we're going to go into later on. Benrahma and Fornell's very, very poor. This guy doesn't fuck about. Right? There's a goal to be scored. There's a shot to be had. He gets the ball very cleanly out of his feet and towards goal very quick. And he can keep it, and he can tick it, he can make things happen, he can run down the channels, he can run through the middle. He's all action. This guy is all action. Like I said, he's 23, London lad. That's kind of the things that are good. What are the things that we should be aware of or be wary of, right? Injuries, right? So largely last year he just played 12 games, so not many there. And not many this season, 6 this season really. So you got to go back to the 21-22 season when that is probably, there's only 2 seasons he's kind of played, so you got to be aware of that. Obviously only 23, but you got to go back 2 years ago to see his last 2 seasons where, one of them he played 33 games, probably all in lockdown, I think, or just after. 10 goals, 2 assists, 20 games the season before where he must have been just 21, 2 goals there. So not a lot of games. You're talking about 140 games, I think, in total. But you got, there's a good 30, 40 goals in there. Lots of assists in there. But there is this injury. And the thing with Arteta, a bit like Moyes and things like that, when they come across this, whether it's by accident, this kind of formation and things that work, even Klopp was at fault at the beginning, is then managers take ages changing it. And then Smith Rowe can't get in now, even though Arsenal fans are saying that largely, especially Saka actually, Arteta keeps playing players out of form. A lot of players are just out of form. Changing the goalkeeper for no reason, that's fucked him up the arse more often than not. Tinier's gone. Turney's on loan somewhere, and he's literally better than a lot of the fullbacks they're playing. So managers do funny things, and he doesn't seem to fit there anymore, right? I don't know if it's something they know about his injury. We don't. Has he lost the yard of pace? Has he lost the hunger? He's fallen out. Is he one of those players that his head goes down? If his head goes down quite quick, and he's an arm round him because he's not, then he shouldn't come to West Ham with David Moyes. David Moyes will fuck him up, right? Moyes, he only looks after the 11. He does not care about the fucking people on the bench or in the squad. People crying in the car parks in their cars like Crowell, and he don't give a fuck. He's not a man manager. He don't give a shit. If you need his 11, you need his squad, you need his 11. But if you're on that bench, you're in. Especially if you're a youngster, you ain't got Scooby under Moyes, mate. No chance, right? You got to be fucking hard as nails, really. But that's kind of the thing to be wary of, really. The other thing I'm going to show you guys is the formation. I mean, if he came to us, what kind of formation would he fit? Again, it's tricky, isn't it? It's tricky. Because the thing I'm finding tricky, everyone, is that Moyes... Let me just clarify my bit on Moyes for everyone, because obviously... I always like to be my fucking big gob. Like, I backed him all the way. Then I didn't back him for the last 2 years. And then after those weird run of results in December, I kind of got a bit melancholy and a bit soft-hearted. And I thought, season of goodwill. And I thought, listen, if he can change 20-25%, 30% of what he's doing in terms of buy a striker, play a striker up front, use the bench more often, use the squad more often, rotate, make the subs a bit, earlier, play better football, I thought there's a chance he could get this job for life. right? And I thought I'd give him the benefit of the doubt. That was my position, right? But that obviously depended on all those things I mentioned Moyes doing, including a good window, right? So as we stand at the moment, it's not going well, right? Liverpool game, obviously won a lot of games after that. The Bristol game, one or two other things. Shit us at the fan because, yeah, we didn't have many injuries before. He likes a small squad, but you can see the things that Moyes doesn't do well. It's all out there now, isn't it? It's unravelled. It's fucked him up, right? We've got no bench. The people on the bench are out of form, out of motivation, and it's a mixture of not being good enough anyway. Don't know who fucking brought those players in, right? And it's a mixture of motivation's down. He can't motivate them. He can't put his arm around them, right? And all those things, right? And yeah, and the window at the moment, what is it? We were kind of 18th of Jan. 2 players have left the window, and then 2 players have left the window. None have come in. And so this window is very, very important for him at the moment. But it looks at the moment, if these things carry on, then the fan base is largely Moyes out, and I'm going to be that way as well then, because I think the entertainment has been really, really bad. I was at that Bristol City game; it was really, really bad. It's really, really boring to watch. Again, I don't know how he beat Tottenham, he beat Man United, he beat Arsenal, he beat Chelsea. I don't know, because those games there's not much entertainment. There's not much good football. We gave away, even the Brighton game, we gave away like 80-90% possession. It's fucking bonkers, right? And then, there's all these things, and it looks like he's not going to correct them. Rumours I'm hearing is that Antonio, Bowen, Paqueta, they're going to come back sooner than we thought. He's getting lazy in terms of strikers. It looks like we're not going to get a striker in. I don't know. And it's just things like that, and it's not going to go well for him, right? And with Smith Rowe, if you have a look at where he could play, I'm just going back to 4-3. But I don't know who the new manager is going to be. Looks like a new manager will come in, and I'm fine with it. I think Moyes looks like will not change for the better in the areas that we mentioned. And then he's just lost a job then, basically, because the fans have had enough of the entertainment and other things with him, I think. And for now, so when you think about how players will fit in, it is hard for me because we're judging it with David Moyes, aren't we? So 4-2-3-1, and I've taken Souček out, and controversially, perhaps for a lot of you, I've taken Ward-Prowse out. I didn't know what else to do, right? Paqueta goes back to CDM with Alvarez, obviously with a bit more license to go forward as and when needed. Then Smith Rowe becomes your number 10, right in the middle, behind Antonio. Obviously, I don't like Antonio, but I'll put him in this example as a striker. Behind Antonio with Kudus and by another side of him. And then we've got creativity in Smith Rowe and Paqueta. We've got pace, invention through Kudus and Bowen, and strength, and then a good striker up front. The only thing is, perhaps there's not enough tackling defensive ability in there for Moyes or another manager. So if we haven't got the ball, then I think Bowen's all right tracking back. Kudus is getting stronger tracking back. Forget about Antonio; he's just fucking useless, right? Smith Rowe, not that much, but he's all right. Paqueta's a CDM, Alvarez is a CDM, and then it's for you to try, isn't it? If we're too open in games, we're letting in too many goals, and we'll obviously Souček will creep back into the team. But I think it's a good option to have Ward-Prowse and Souček part of the squad, part of the bench, really, really good players. But that's kind of the thing what I'm thinking, really, where he could fit in is behind the striker. And then, creativity's there, because sometimes some games are flat, things ain't happening, and you don't want to rely on Paqueta all the time to make that million, 1 in a million pass that he often does, to be fair. But I like to see what they call his different match winners, isn't it? There's a lot of match winners in that team. If you're looking at a tough team to break down, a good team to break down, it's getting stale. You've got 55 minutes, 60 minutes or whatever, nothing's happening. I'm sure Smith Rowe will do something. Kudus could score, as he does. Bowen always scoring. Alvarez will keep it tight. Paqueta can drop a pass into it. So there's lots of options there, I think. And for me, I think he's a good option. And again, I'm happy for that. I love new players coming in, and there's a minimal risk. David Moyes does like Premier League players, and he's a Premier League kind of proven London lad. Probably ain't even going to move home, but it is a loan. So we are at last, looks like we are going to explore the loan market, which we fucking haven't under Moyes. I don't know why. So a loan deal, but then a lot of these loan deals, that option I'm hearing is kind of not an option. it's kind of it's mandatory to buy the player. But I don't know how that works because Tottenham, Levy, he's a master at this. And numerous players they've stolen Tottenham from us. When we're about to sign them on any other deal, he goes and grabs them, promising them, "Come on loan, we'll buy you permanently in the summer," like Dan Juma and all these other players they fucking nicked. He just splits them out. He won't buy them, but then he stops them from going to us and whatever. So yeah, a lot of these deals at the moment are coming with strict options that you got to buy them. Werner one's another one, 15 million. I think more, but then I don't know. I thought the loan deals were like, we'll see how it goes, but those things are changing at the moment, really. So, but again, with loan deals, they're getting more and more expensive. You're hearing about Calvin Phillips. It's 6, 7, 8 million upfront, which no one wants to pay. Things like that. So, loan deal. Perhaps you get more money in the budget in the summer. So, financial fair play's all happy. And we've got to get people out the door, right? And talking about people out the door, just want to, couple of other news for you guys. It's Benrahma. Like I mentioned, I've been on his back. I've been on Agar's back. I've been on Antonio's back. I've been on Souček's back quite a lot as well. Sorry about that. Still can't get rid of it. I mean, I haven't got temperature, but it's this annoying fucking cough. It's not going away. God knows, hopefully. I mean, it's -5 out there. That ain't going to help. But anyway, but yeah, the club were... Well, Agar, I told you the concern with saying he ain't got... And I thought he ain't got the balls to play for our club. I thought he's hiding. I thought he's a fucking coward. I thought he's... Whenever a striker or someone was going into our box, I thought he's hiding behind fucking Kafal and Emerson. That's the way I felt. And that's come out now saying, since his form's gone down, he doesn't want to know. He doesn't want to play. Pretended he had a cold. And then as soon as the AFCON thing started and he's well enough to get on a plane and fuck off, and they're not happy with his attitude and things like that, and I'm not surprised, and I was telling you that on the shows. And then going back to Benrahma, again, nothing personal. It might happen from another club, mate. You fucking shit, mate. I don't care how Moyes manages you. You've had enough minutes on the pitch, especially last season, to really cement your place in the squad, and you haven't really. And he's 28. So the club are saying that they're disappointed with the performance at Bristol City, especially the obvious contact of Benrahma. It seems he may have played his last game for the club, considering he will now be suspended for 3 games. And I bet he fucking loves that. At the moment, no club has an offer that could be considered, but Saudi teams, Lyon, Marseille, as well as domestic teams Brentford and Fulham, are thought to have an interest. His sale could speed up the arrival of other players, but the fucking problem is that no one's moving. No one's going to make moves until the final fucking 48 hours of the window. Then it's going to be bedlam. Then we're going to be told, oh, that deal, oh yeah, we missed it by a few minutes. I don't know why fucking clubs are doing this. I don't even like this transfer window. I think it's a load of bollocks, right? I don't like it. Just fucking keep it open till March, and just if a player's unsettled, just get rid of him for the right money. I mean, he's under contract, whatever. So I'm not really in for that. Also, as kind of you've heard before, we are kind of on that list. We've got Ibrahim Osman of FC Northland. I don't know nothing about him. Jota of Al Ittihad, I don't know nothing about him, and Jack Clark. I haven't covered Jack Clark of Sunderland. I might do in the next couple of days, because that's kind of a name that's not going away. It's getting more and more confirmed that Jack Clark seems to be one of the prime candidates to join the club for that desired left wing position. Really, initial negotiations are thought to have started on all 3, with the usual tactic of finding out the expectations of the club and player. And like I said at the beginning of the show, the biggest hurdle, according to the club, is the agent fees. The agent fees are the ones that are where the deals are not happening or delayed or not progressing as much as they should. The club have denied that they have got Broja or Martial or Man United on their list. So at the moment, the good sources of the club have denied that there is no interest in this window. But there is interest in, there's interest in Smith Rowe, there's interest in Bergwijn, there's interested in kind of Smith Rowe, like I said, and Jack Clark, as well. So those are the ones. Injury updates, not sure when Fornells Alvarez Bone will be back, so we'll watch that. There's issues with Ben Johnson. He wants 60k a week. We only want to give him 35 like Kafal. We'll see what happens with that. For me, I think Ben Johnson needs to go. I've got no time with him. Apart from that, there's a few other names. I don't really want to go into them because I don't know too much about them, and I don't think it's that. And the club have not, and the sources have not confirmed that they are concrete. But Calvin Phillips, we'll definitely talk about Calvin Phillips. He remains a top target. So Calvin Phillips remains a top target. Always been admired by David Moyes, and the opportunity to kind of sign him really on loan is appealing to the gaffer. I will double check what the rules on loan signings are in terms of how many you can do. But yeah, because Phillips is a loan, Smith Rowe could be loan, we don't know. But I don't know. Yeah, it looks like Newcastle have backed off due to financial fair play, due to the 7 million loan fee demands of Man City. But I don't know where he would fit in our kind of thing. If I bring back the let me bring back the tactic thing again, and we'll have a look. Let's have a look. I mean, we've got CDM and Elvis already, and Souček can cover that. So Calvin Phillips, is he a Declan Rice type? I'm not sure. I think he just wins it and just gives it. I think he's quite similar to Alvarez. So where would we go with that then? I don't know. I don't know where we're going to go with that one, to be fair. So my issue with Phillips is I don't know where you would fit in. You can only fit in where Alvarez plays. Because Paqueta, for me, it should be the... unless he's going to kick Souček out. But no, unless he kicks Ward-Prowse out. So unless he wants Alvarez and Phillips together, with Souček out the team... Hang on a minute, it's all about Ward-Prowse then. So Ward-Prowse, Alvarez and Phillips. So I don't get it. I don't get it at the moment how that would fit in. I think we got other things we need to look at, like the defenders. Defensive is very, very concerning now. Right, we got Zuma, who's again, I haven't given him any negativity yet, but it is coming up from the fans, and I do understand it that he is kind of going under the blame a lot of the times, and there's issues with him as well, being in the wrong place, being caught out a couple of times. Very, very concerned about Agard, and the other fucking clown Mavropanos. I've written both of them off, right, and I've written Ben Johnson off, so that's very, very worrying. Oggy, for me, I can't really talk about him as being a player within the squad with a plan for the future. You can see we got a lot of trouble in the centre-back area. It's a big, big concern, right? We got fucking clown and Mavropanos gives the ball away every fucking game as a back pass. Agard, he wants to go and hide in some fucking hole somewhere. Ben Johnson, I ain't got time for him. You guys do. I can't be bothered with him. I mean, that's kind of the thing. Cornet, you know, he's my favourite. I got a lot of time. I thought he was alright. I thought Cornet's fine. He kept the ball nicely, tidily. Just didn't have any options. Don't have a striker to pass to. Don't have a striker to play off. He got in the area a couple of times. It's more than fucking what I can say about other clubs. I know he perhaps should have got on target a couple of times. And fucking Danny Ings was meant to be the striker, and he fucked up 2-3 good chances. So I've got nothing against Cornet. I would not sell him. Thankfully, we can't sell him anyway because of the medical issue. So hopefully the new manager will come in and get more out of him, because Moyes, I don't think he's going to get anything out of him. But I think there is a player in there somewhere as far as I am concerned. So that is my transfer window update. I will, I might do the Jack thing tomorrow. Jack Clark, is it? Yeah, let me have a look at him tomorrow, see what he's all about. Looks like a lot of you do like him. And we just see how it develops. So in summary, I told you the players that we are interested in according to the sources, and they are on our list, and we are in discussions for numerous players, but it's complicated because sometimes player has to go out before in, and it's the agent fees, and it looks like nothing's going to move, and it's fucking all going to move like a hurricane in the last 2 days of the window. That's fucking what it's all about. And maybe there's not too many league fixtures at the moment. It's not, the clubs are not rushing, and we are sixth in the league. Whether we deserve it or not is a fucking another question. But yeah, maybe there's no urgency on that front. But we have lost 2-3 players on injury, and the club are concerned about Benrahma. The club are concerned about Agard, and I reckon the Mavropanos concerns are going to come out officially at the club through our sources in the next couple of days or weeks. I think for me, we fucked up with that signing. Anyway, that's it from Jazz. Let me give you your Thursday back to you, and we'll catch up with another show shortly, everyone. So yeah, take care. God bless.